It's not my fault Nas wasn't able to keep up with Ja Rule. Oh,
Nas wasn't able to keep up with Ja Rule. Are you serious?
absolutely not. But it's funny to make you upset.
Oh,
Do you really think I think Ja Rule was that great, nigga?
yo,
He has 3 good songs, maybe.
but most of them got Ashanti on it.
Most of them are features.
Yo,
It's literally 2 with Ashanti and I think 1 with Jadakiss and Fat Joe. But that song was fire though.
Jeremy, I almost had to come through the screen on this nigga just now, son.
I dare him.
I had to choke this nigga, son.
I dare him.
Over saying some dumb shit like that. How you going? This is how you open the show, Tay?
We're not even. The show hasn't even started yet.
Yes, he started recording already.
I know he started
I mean,
recording. I don't mean shit to me.
We might as well just keep this in.
I don't mean shit to me. He could put that as a fucking thing. He can put that as a fucking precursor. The fuck I care.
Just outlandish.
I said what I said.
No, we're not even gonna repeat what you said because that was outlandish. Even if you don't believe it, how dare you say some BS like that?
But I'd repeat it.
No, please don't.
This man's testing my gangster. He don't think I'm on. He don't
What
think
gangster?
He don't think I do this.
I have no gay, no
Gay?
no. I was gonna say no game in this horse, no horse in this game.
No dog in the fight.
Because you do
Whatever
have game
that
in this
analogy
voice.
you want to say.
Yeah, because you don't listen to rap music like we do.
No,
It's okay. It's all
I
right.
don't listen to rap music like he do. Imagine.
Yeah, clearly, if you're gonna start making statements like that,
They're not real.
this is. Oh man, I can't forgive you for that, Tay.
Maybe alright. Best
Welcome
New York
to
rap.
Excuse Me. What?
There has to be a whole countdown. You can't. There was no countdown. It was just me going stupid and not paying attention.
Anyway,
Jeremy, whenever you're ready to do the countdown.
he's already done it.
I already did it. We were already too far into it. We'll just keep this in. That'll be the opener.
Ugh, good lord. Or you can. No, we'll talk about it afterwards.
I'm not always there when you call.
But you're always on time. No, you're not. Anyway,
You know, I was trying to think when you guys were talking about. I was trying to think. I know I heard that song, but like I couldn't hear it for whatever reason in my head.
Gave you my
That's
all.
that's an early 2000s banger, man. Come on,
Indeed,
Jeremy. I know you know that song.
I know a lot of those early 2000 songs.
Fair enough.
Do you?
How y'all been?
Mhm.
I said, how have y'all been?
I mean, pretty great. I got no complaints in life. Well, you're going to keep bothering me about this thing. I said I can already tell, but it's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm bringing you to trial on that one.
Maybe a trial. You're going to bring me a trial for a joke? That's crazy.
I've seen better days.
What happened, Jeremy?
I don't know. Can you hear in my voice? I'm getting over a sickness.
You got the Rona again?
No, it's just you. Only you get the Rona more than twice a year. Don't put it on us.
First of all, I didn't get it twice this year. I only
That
got
you
it
know
once. I only got it once.
This year's not over. The year's not over with yet. Also, it's twice. You got it twice.
I got it once this year. Stop playing with me.
I remember we had to cancel something because you got it.
That was
something twice.
That was the one time. That was in September when I got it.
This one you got it earlier too. But whatever.
Was it before or after we went out to eat?
It was after. I got sick that following week.
Because you were never on time.
I was at work with the. Listen, you were late to that dinner. All right, that wasn't me.
No, I wasn't late. I couldn't be late because I was never given the time. You literally was like, I'm done with work at 3. There was never we're meeting up at this time. It's just that I'm done with work at 3.
First of all, you know how I know you're lying? Because I get off work at 4. I didn't say 3. I said 4.
Lord help me, please.
That's number one. If you're gonna quote me, at least quote me properly. Because that way I could be like, yeah, that sounds like something I would say.
Lord help me before I backhand this man.
From where? From the other side of the Bronx? Stop it.
Well, I will.
He
Stop
will
it.
fly through the webcam.
You look like I will not leave this. I will not leave this recording in 20 seconds and go over there to hit you.
He'll, he'll leave the recording and then like he'll show up on your screen.
I will just throw shit at the wall. Like, open the door. I know you hear me.
You gonna bang on every door in the projects? Is that what you gonna do?
You look like I won't. You think I'm
Uh,
afraid of consequences? That's crazy. Because I don't.
well, I hope you don't mind getting shot, because that's what's gonna happen to you.
I've
You
been
gonna bang on
trying
the
to
wrong
get shot
person's
for the
door.
longest. We might as well get it done today.
Producer J.
I don't think you
Excuse
understand
me.
me.
Excuse me, Producer J. Excuse me.
Yes.
He says that blasphemous statement about Nas and what's this boy's name? Ja
Ja
Rule,
Rule.
right? Then he says he's been looking to get shot for the longest. Can you make this make sense for me? Because I can't.
Not always
I mean,
taking your
if
call.
he wants to get shot, he'll say stuff like that.
I think he wants to get shot because there's no way.
He wants the
Oh,
beef.
Ain't no way.
always on time.
Oh my goodness. This is what we do in the Excuse Me Brothers show. This is what
Gave
we
you
do.
my all.
Indeed.
So you guys have been doing a couple shows without me.
Yeah.
We did?
It's been a
Oh
while,
shit,
brother Jay.
that's crazy.
It's been like 2 shows, I think, because of those MCU shows.
Wait, no, hold on. Before that, didn't Tay did a solo episode, right?
You
Did
did.
I? That shit don't
I
count
think
as an
so.
episode. That was me losing my mind on camera. That's pretty much what that was.
You were on camera for that?
No, I don't think you were.
No.
Mm.
No, because I remember
think
you
I'm gonna-
recorded on your phone.
You think I'm gonna record my face and send that? That's crazy. You think I like looking at myself like that? That's wild.
I mean, you're a handsome guy.
Hell the fuck no, I'm not.
Come on.
Come on, Tay.
Where am I going?
You're going to admit that you're a handsome man.
Ugly ass nigga to the left.
Didn't you just say, like, I think it was like one of the early episodes that coworkers were trying to hit on you?
Right.
That
Yes.
was a previous job. That was sexual harassment. We don't talk about that.
But doesn't change the fact that it happened.
That doesn't mean I'm attractive. That just means shit happens to me that's weird. Weird things always happen to me. We went through this all the time. Like, don't act like our group. Don't act like the group chat we're in doesn't have like me saying like, "Oh, this thing happened to me on the train."
Yes, you do have
Like
the
weird
random
shit just happens to
encounter.
me on a daily basis. Doesn't mean anything. It doesn't have anything to do with my looks.
Well, you know what's funny? You probably witness more weird stuff on a train than I do.
You don't. I learned James and Kevin, who are two friends that are not on this. Eventually, we'll probably get them on camera. They tell me that my observation is just extremely high for who I am. That's pretty much it.
That's true.
No, it's not.
He does notice stuff. Even when we were working at Target, he'd be pointing stuff out and be like, really?
Like what? Give me an example.
I can't think of anything off the
There
top
was
of my
some.
head. but I
No,
know
there
what's
was
happening.
no. There was something happening in one of the aisles with like two parents. They were arguing over like Fruit Loops and shit. And no one was paying attention, and like literally, everyone looked away, and the wife threw like 3 cereals at the nigga's head.
Yo,
3 boxes of cereal?
Yeah, she was pissed off at something he said. And I remember I was like, "Yo, Jeremy," Jeremy, turn around, shit's going crazy. And then like as soon as he turned around, they were like walking off. She's like, "I fucking hate you," and I was rolling.
That's messed up.
Nah,
I'd have been none the wiser.
That's messed up. That's 100% messed up.
That's a waste of cereal. Come on.
I mean,
y'all should have made her pay for it.
make her pay for it. This bitch was arguing with people for no reason. I'm not trying to catch the strays. Like, what is wrong with you?
You just said that you wanted to get shot. All right.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden you trying to not catch strays.
Do you understand by strays? I don't mean stray bullets. I mean stray insults. I don't need those because I will fire back. And then now I got an HR meeting on my hands again.
Again.
And no one wants an HR meeting. Them shits is awful.
I will say I wouldn't know, but I think
I'm pretty
I've
sure
had
you've been in
enough
more than
coachings.
I have.
I've had enough coachings in my life to be like, you know what? I don't think I like being here. You guys make me sick.
fucking hate y'all. Like, you come in like, we need to talk to you about this. And like, again? Oh,
Like, okay, it
why?
wasn't me this time.
Like, what now? I swear I didn't do it.
Yeah,
I
Maybe.
don't remember ever getting coached, to be honest.
well, you were a goody two shoes, so it's all right.
Must be nice.
He was Elise's favorite.
Man, fuck
Eh.
you.
He
In, in,
was Elise's favorite.
in the beginning, I was. Then, like
In the
towards the end,
beginning, it
she
definitely
started
wasn't.
forgetting about me. When she moved on from Market, then she was just like, yeah, fuck this guy.
But where did
Um,
she go after Market?
I don't know. I think she was like back room.
Nah, she
I
was
don't
not back. Mm-mm.
She was always market.
No, she went up front.
Oh, they put
I
up.
remember
Oh
they
yeah,
put up
yeah,
front.
yeah,
She was guest experience or whatever it was.
That's
You know,
crazy.
guest services, cashiers, food
yeah.
av, all that. They put up front.
No,
She
she
was
was
always she
managing
was,
both
but she
at
was
one
always
point.
food app though.
She was managing both at one point, and I think once that happened, when she was doing two positions, she just neglected it, everybody in Market.
No, she was. I mean, not against it. They were like, I think like at a certain point, people were leaving like clockwork at a certain point, especially the upper team.
I mean,
Like I
yeah,
think I think that's when Mike technically got moved. I think then David also got repositioned.
No, I think
For
David got promoted. I think that's what happened.
he got sent. Well, he got sent to another place because he was like harassing. He was harassing some girl. I
I
remember
heard
that.
that too.
I can't tell you who the girl was, but I remember that. I remember that. Shit was funny.
Now wait,
Not for her.
when you say you can't tell us, that means you don't remember, or you try not to divulge certain information.
Oh no, I can't remember who the girl was. I
Oh,
do fully remember it. It'd be like, oh, they'd be like, oh, David's has been harassing this girl for like 2 weeks. Like he messaged her to come in on her days off and everything. I was like, did you do that to everybody?
but he's supposed to get fired for that because they fired someone else for that.
You know they play favorites over there.
I always got called to come in for my days off. What the fuck?
Yo, one time Adam called me in on the day off. He called me like 30 minutes before the shift started. He was like, "Listen, I need you." I'm like, "Bruh, I was on the couch. I was chilling.
Nah,
You
No,
know
they
what I
woke me
mean?"
up once. They woke me up on some nonsense before.
you
They
you,
woke me up.
you
They're
have
like,
to bend over backwards to get me to come in on my day off. I don't
"Hey,
care what it is.
yo."
So you know what's funny, Tay?
What? I said bend over
as,
backwards.
as soon
Hey,
as he said that,
yo.
I thought exactly. I was like,
Hey,
"Wait a second. What do you
yo.
mean bend over backwards?" But
You don't know what that means?
I know
Hey,
what it means.
hey, brother,
But
man. You can't keep that
That's
to
a
yourself.
that's a general term. You can't tell me that that's like you've never heard that before.
Oh no,
I
I heard
mean,
it before, but hey, yo, hey, yo, bro, no, stop. Like I got no, we understand, we understand.
we
I'm still
understand
gonna give
what
you a hard time about it, but it's funny.
I'm.
No, fuck, no, hold on. Fuck.
Mm,
I ran over.
well,
I ran over my headphones. Fuck. Oh
good
no.
job. Good job. Just
Oh,
destroying all the technology, right?
oh shit. Got
I
it.
don't think we can hear
You
you.
got it. You're destroying your technology. You're destroying your own technology, right? Just like Elon Musk is doing. Hmm? Hmm?
I tried to give you a segue with the joke part, but like you missed. I'm not gonna lie to you. But
I,
yes,
I obviously I didn't pick up on it.
I know.
But yeah, you're gonna destroy your own technology like Elon Musk is doing. That's
Absolutely.
what that's our topic for tonight, right, fellas?
Yeah.
Yeah, generally yes.
Generally speaking. First of all, I know you use Twitter, Tay.
Mm, barely.
Barely.
Yeah.
You use it mostly for your streaming, right?
I mostly, yeah. So we mostly just like put it up, like, hey, we're streaming tonight at this time. Which
Mm.
actually, I forgot that we're supposed to be streaming today. But you keep going, Ace. You do your good job.
Just leave your man's hanging.
He's doing great.
Just leave your man's hanging like that.
My
That's not
man's a
cool.
professional.
He might be, but you left him hanging.
No
I
heads
do it.
up, no nothing.
No,
I do
just,
it.
just completely ghost him, right? Just
I do it again.
yeah,
I know
you ain't
you
right.
would.
You ain't right. You ain't right at all.
Oh, I never said I was.
Producer J, do you use Twitter?
All the time.
He's on it
I'm
more
a
than
big
I am.
I'm addicted
What?
to Twitter, unfortunately.
What? How? Why?
I
I
don't know why.
okay. So at first, when like Twitter was like up and coming or whatever, I didn't understand it either. I was like, why the hell am I gonna be on some place where? Because I always saw Twitter as like, if you care about celebrities, then you have a Twitter, because that's who you follow and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I don't care about that. But then once I actually realized that you can also follow topics as
Oh,
well
okay.
as celebrities, that's when I was like, oh, I see why it becomes popular, because people follow topics, trends, all this stuff, and that shows up on your feed, and you just interact with it. It's basically just like Facebook but with strangers.
I mean, uh, but isn't that like essentially what Facebook is? Because you can interact with strangers on Facebook.
I mean, yeah, you can if you join like Facebook groups or whatever, but like most people have Facebook for like friends and family. At least I do.
Yeah,
But like you'll have with Twitter, you'll have a bunch of random people on the internet just talking about shit, and you just join in.
I think that's why I can't stand Twitter.
No, I don't recommend getting into it. I absolutely do
You,
not.
for you personally, do not, because you hate all social media. You would go nuts on Twitter.
I listen. It's funny because there are a lot of tweets that get filtered or get reposted on on other social media platforms. Like people take a screenshot of the shit
Yeah,
and put it
Hmm.
on others, and I'm like, why am I reading this? Leave it over there. Leave. Listen, this is Facebook. We share memes here, sir. That's
No,
it.
see, the
no, we
thing
don't. We
is,
share everything.
there's a lot of gems on Twitter, and a lot of funny shit happens on there. That's like the saving grace of it, because there'll be like a bunch of threads. Like for one example is whenever somebody posts something without a source, the like a piece of news or whatever, and there'll be somebody in the comments will post about you've seen is it Shrek 2 or
Truck
Shrek
too.
3? No,
Which
Shrek
one?
3, the one where he goes to meet the her family.
That was
Oh,
two.
I was
That
two.
was 2?
That
I
was
Okay.
the
think
first. There was two because they're throwing
Shrek.
So
already in the house.
right. Okay, so then at the end where the father dies, right? And he's like about
That's
to say
three.
something. Oh, that is 3. Okay, so
Yeah, he
then
dies in three.
he dies in 3, and he's about to say something, and then he dies.
I mean, Croaks, right?
Yeah, he croaked.
He
So
Hey,
Um,
the joke went over me as a child. It's funnier now.
no, I just got it too. But so if somebody posts something without a source, somebody in the comments will post that picture of him about to say the source, and then he dies. And then somebody else will comment underneath with Thanos with the time stone reversing time, and then somebody will comment underneath him the same picture as the first one where he's about to say it and he dies, and literally it'll go on for like so many different things that it cracks me up every single time.
I hate it here. I hate it here so much.
that's
It's like
funny.
this the source is the source is
Because it's even funnier because in the movie he actually does that. Like he comes
yeah.
back to life a few times and like it's like we'll never know what he's gonna say. I was gonna.
Yeah, and literally that's why it's so hilarious. But there's a lot of stuff like that that kind of like negates all the negativity.
No, no. So okay, so Twitter, there are some threads that I do like, or those random, like it's usually Black Twitter. I hate Black Twitter. I'm sorry. I love my people, but I can't stand Black Twitter. I'm about to get dragged for this. I know, but
And I'm the one in trouble. What the
yeah.
fuck? How you gonna attack me over your bullshit now? What is this?
So then a lot of time
No.
Black Twitter will come up with a random thread where they just share a bunch of memes and reactions to it. And so there was one of my favorite ones. This was a recent one where there was like they had a picture of the Last Supper of Christ and all his and his disciples and whatnot, and the
Yeah,
caption was, "This picture looks like." like Jesus wanted to split the bill and everybody was not happy about it.
All right, too sure. That's actually really
And
funny. That's
and
actually
then you
good.
cut to every picture of the individual disciples and they all got a different reason for why they not with it. There was one dude who was like, yo, ask Jesus if he got cash app or something.
That's actually
It
really
be
funny.
stuff like that that makes me laugh. But other than that, I can't stand Twitter. I hate it so
No,
much.
there's a lot of good, but there's also a shit ton of bad.
Yeah.
So it's you kind of gotta take. And I would suggest, if you ever even attempt to use Twitter or whatever, use the mute and block button liberally.
Freely, actually.
Yes, just
Don't even, in fact, don't even
don't
think about it.
even.
Just do it.
Yes,
As soon as it happens, like that's not for me. Block
yeah.
and
You would
and
save yourself.
block the hashtag while you're at it too, because it will come
Yes,
back.
yes.
Block the
Block the
hashtag.
word, block phrases, all that. If you want to clean up your Twitter, pretty much.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's not worth it, bro.
It's funny because you would think the whole thing was, Twitter's supposed was like one of the quote unquote last realms of free speech, right? So called,
I
quote
mean,
unquote.
technically, it still is.
I mean,
Eh.
I don't
It's a private platform. Like, it's not like, you still have to abide by the rules of the website. Like, you can't just say anything. Like, look at, just to go back, what happened with Kanye recently. Like, they brought him back once Elon bought Twitter. They brought
Oh,
him back, and
oh
then
man,
they banned him again because of what the nonsense he was spewing.
it was yo. That day was so funny. That that night was ridiculous. Yo, he really put Chris Paul on blast. That was funny.
my son Kanye went scorch earth, son.
He's like, before I say goodnight, I saw this man with my wife, and I'm like, oh,
That real quick, that right there doesn't surprise me that she like that he was with her, because if you know the story about the Phoenix Suns,
oh, it wasn't
apparently during the bubble, when they was in the bubble, they had one of these porn stars in there and they was just all tag teaming her. Like, yeah, they get down and dirty like that. I guarantee Chris Paul was in on the action. He was probably taking bets and filming and whatnot.
I was gonna say technically, I was like, technically you definitely would have seen her because wasn't one of the Kardashians dating Devin Booker at that time?
Exactly. Exactly.
And
So
Devin Booker
the
and Chris Paul are best friends, so apparently you're going to see them eventually together.
I think he's still with her. I think he's with not not Chloe, but Courtney. Is he with Courtney?
I don't. I honestly cannot tell you, bro.
Oh well,
Like I really like I didn't. I don't really pay attention that much attention to that law.
no, fair enough. Well, Elon Musk, right? He bought Twitter
What a second.
earlier this year, right? After
He was
I think they were
kind of forced to buy Twitter when it came down to it.
well, explain.
So initially, and that's the thing with Elon. Like, if you see his social media interactions, he's a freaking an edge lord, which
Yeah.
is like, he just
Yes.
does memes. He thinks everything's funny. He thinks he's funny, which he's not. Um, so he, as a joke, was saying, "I'll buy Twitter," and went so far into this joke
Oh,
as to
really?
sign a legal document saying that he will buy Twitter. And when they took him to task, be like, "Oh, real? For real? Okay." And then they were gonna buy it, and he was like, "No, no, 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 no. I was just joking." And he tried to back out of it, but then because he signed the document, the contract, he was gonna be sued into buying Twitter because
Oh shoot.
he signed it. So he bought it for, what was it, 44 billion?
Mm-hmm.
My boy got
So yeah,
stuck. My boy
he
got
got
played.
stuck with it. That's why you see, or you heard about all the shit that was going down with Twitter, because he was trying to find ways to cut costs and increase revenue,
Mm.
because Twitter was not bringing in the revenue to make up for that 44 billion.
And it's funny because he was destroying, like I said today, he was destroying his own technology because this dude was firing all the wrong people.
I
Like
saw
Hmm.
he isn't even firing all. He fired like more than half the staff. This if there's a reason that staff is that big and to make it run that smoothly. Like
Yes, and
yeah.
that was with it not being a hostile work environment.
Mm.
They
Yeah,
needed all those people to make sure that everything ran properly and it wasn't too taxing on the workers. But he got rid of like over 1,000 employees. No, it's probably a lot more.
it was.
But
I believe it was a lot more, honestly.
I think
yeah,
wasn't there like what piece of the infrastructure did he fire the employees of? And it has something to do with the security, and he fired like the entire staff, and then he had to hire them right back because their security protocols were like flaring red or something like that. I forget what exactly it was, but
it was something along those lines. Like he fired like whole moderation teams. So
right,
literally people were posting full movies on Twitter and it was up for like days.
I saw some stuff like that. It was like, yo,
Yeah.
Twitter link to, I don't know, Black Adam or something was up, and they were just like,
It
yo,
was
this
like
is
the
a
movie.
full
It wasn't
movie.
even
Yeah,
like a link to it to download. No, it was the movie on Twitter.
right.
I mean,
So,
that's awesome. Technically,
It,
I got
it
no
is
problem.
awesome, but
and
it's
not only that, but the whole Twitter blue thing with the blue check mark, that whole fiasco was like it was hilarious. Honestly, I hated the idea, but as people started taking advantage of it and being stupid, it was actually pretty funny.
That was the
yeah,
greatest. It was the greatest thing ever. I loved it. I
got
loved
it. I
it,
think
dude.
what was he trying to make them pay $8 a month for
It's
this?
more now, actually, based on what Jeremy
Yeah.
told me.
Yeah, no, it started at 8. Now it's at 11 if you're doing it on iPhone
Wow,
because of Apple's 30% tax or whatever.
Apple's 30% tax.
Yeah.
Gotta get
But
that money, bro. Gotta
Oh,
get that
he's got to
money.
find some way to recoup that 44 billion.
yeah, that's why he's doing all this shit cuz he got to get that money somehow.
Mm.
Like, you always gotta get
Uh
that money, man. I can't
What's
hold it
no,
y'all
but
against you.
what's y'all general opinion of Elon Musk anyway? Like, do you like him? Do you not like him? Are you indifferent towards him?
I
Like,
could give
what's
less
y'all?
of. I could care less about this dude, honestly. This
at
man
first
does no attack on my life.
at
Real talk.
first I'd never really thought anything of him. I thought he was just a dude. He just owned Tesla and he owned SpaceX. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Um, so at first I thought it was, he'll do his own thing, whatever. He wants to go to Mars, no big deal. But after the whole Twitter thing went down, it kind of opened my eyes to who he really is, which is an asshole. Like let's just be real. The stuff he was saying and the his morality about why he was doing to Twitter what he was doing was just it didn't make sense.
Mm.
It was kind of backwards in my opinion.
I don't think
Like
he was ever going for sense.
he wanted Twitter to be a beacon of free speech, but because of his actions, there was more misinformation than
Ever.
ever before.
Mm.
Like what, for example, they when they did the Twitter checkmark thing where you could pay to have a checkmark, people were making fake accounts like crazy, and because the moderation team wasn't there, they were staying up, so people were confused on if there was actually the real person. But one of my favorites was
No, let's.
somebody.
Can I tell
We
you
could
one of
we
my
could
favorites?
go
One of
go
my
ahead.
favorite ones. Someone had paid to become verified as Nintendo and
Oh yeah,
put a picture of Mario flipping off the world.
Oh
yeah.
my.
It was just Mario throwing up the middle fingers, and it was. I'm not gonna lie, it was one of my favorite things to watch. It was one of my favorite things to see ever.
No, my favorite was somebody impersonated Rudy Giuliani,
Oh God. Oh
and he
no.
said he said me and Nancy Pelosi don't agree on many things, but them things thangin'.
That's fucking funny.
And
He's
that
like,
is, yo,
I don't agree with Nancy on a lot of things, but man, that ass though, it be gone. That's pretty much what that is.
yeah, it's hilarious. There was a lot like that. So Yeah, so it was just it was a shit show for a while.
I mean,
Nancy, won't you
so-
come my way?
but wait, doesn't that speak more to us as a society rather than just him, the person?
I think we were trying to, or Twitter users in general were trying to prove to counter his point
I want you to know
that
they were not trying to counter nothing. This was pretty much like, how much fun can we have with this terrible situation, with this dumb situation
Right.
created?
well
How
yeah
much havoc can we cause?
well
Yeah,
exactly but that was the whole point because Elon was trying to say that I don't know how it made sense, but he said that the blue check mark paying for it will allow people to sift through misinformation and more reliable information will come through.
I want you
And
to,
people
and
were
I
like,
could.
that makes
So,
no sense, and here's why.
I think in his mind, he was like, if I make people pay for a check mark to say this stuff, in his mind, there's no way that an average person would pay $4
Yeah,
or eight
that's
dollars a month for it.
$8. That's exactly
Clearly,
what he
he
said.
was wrong. Like eight
I
dollars is
wouldn't.
light work.
I tell you right now, I wouldn't. You couldn't get $8 out of me to say something like that. No, I don't care how
Nah,
cheap it is.
you wouldn't.
People will pay for if they get the likes and the clicks or whatever
Oh,
in the
absolutely.
notoriety, they will pay $8. That's free
Yeah.
publicity.
Not
That's-
this Negro.
Yeah,
Well,
but you're not the one making the check work. They were clearly going. They know what they were doing.
And that's another thing. I mean, I would say that Elon Musk is a very smart man. You don't become the richest man in the world and own two of the biggest companies on the planet by being dumb. But you got to stay in your lane because it's like if you don't know the market that you're in, you don't understand the sphere, especially social media and running a social media company. If you don't know that stuff, stay out of it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Look at Mark Zuckerberg. As much as we all despise this man,
No, I know
he
he's
knows what he's doing.
that man's. I think we on. Well, the clear fact that Facebook is still going strong. Remember, it's like
yeah.
it's probably the right now. I would say it's the oldest, most famous social media platform because technically there's
That's
some
still going. Yeah,
that's still like mainstream in a way.
It's been
People still,
almost 20 years, so yeah.
people will still clown you. Would be like, "Oh, just message me on Facebook." They'd be like, "You on Facebook?" Ew. But like,
yeah.
it's still going. Like, you can't get rid of Facebook anytime soon.
It's to the point where I don't think any other site can topple it. Like the way Facebook toppled MySpace,
Yeah,
Hmm.
I don't
it's
think
too
there's
strong.
another. Yeah, it's too big.
I mean, you would think.
In a sports analog, Facebook is LeBron James. It's been 20 years strong. We still don't know how this man is this strong for no fucking reason.
And it's not going anywhere. Facebook isn't
Exactly.
going anywhere, like
It's
you
like
said.
Tom Brady and LeBron James combined. It's like, how the fuck are these people still playing? Go home.
Yeah. I mean, you would have thought that Instagram would have been the next one, but Instagram got bought out by Facebook. So
Exactly.
then Tumblr fell off the face of the earth.
Some people still
Um,
use it. It's still
It's
going.
kind of it's
they
still going.
cleaned
It
they
still makes
cleaned
up.
up Tumblr too much. That's what happened. Because remember,
It
on
still makes
Tumblr, you used to be able to
profit.
do a lot. Tumblr was a lot like Twitter. I liked Tumblr, but Tumblr had some of the same issues that Twitter had. It was like, you
Nasty.
know, it was nasty. It was very, very raunchy. Oh,
So
Tumblr was just debauchery everywhere.
it's for the freaks.
And
The freaks come
yo,
out
it
on
was
Tumblr.
you had Tumblr pages that was dedicated specifically to porn. Like
Oh,
it
I
was
know.
just, yeah,
Some
I
of them
bet you
Still
follow.
know you
Some of them
nasty
followed
mother,
me.
nasty motherfucker.
No,
Um,
that's rude. So rude.
but am I wrong?
Absolutely.
How?
Absolutely.
How?
I never followed them back. I said they followed me, and I would look
You,
because I only have friends that follow my Tumblr page when I have one.
this nigga lying, y'all.
I'm
Um,
lying now. This man
this nigga lying.
can't have nothing good with people like him. Ruin
Uh,
all the fun.
but no, you see, basically, it fell off the face of the earth, and I just love how your son just
I know. I know. I saw him coming, and
He's like,
he
hey. He's like, so what y'all doing?
y'all do word.
He came in with the clay. He's like,
But yeah,
Daddy's talking
y'all
about
see how
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
talking about
they
some
base.
freak stuff.
Oh, how did? Which one was that? Was that O'Connor or Connor? I'm sorry,
O'Connor.
I was thinking somebody else. Connor, was that Connor?
No, that was Oliver.
Oh,
That's my youngest.
okay, cool. Um,
He's
where were we?
still offended. He
He'll
gonna
be
come
alright.
back like he'll come back like who the fuck's O'Connor? Nigga? Gonna hear the
um,
first. He's gonna hear his kid curse for the first time. He don't know what to do.
but you see how Elon is and like he's basically destroying Twitter. I love to see it. I love to see it. I can't wait for Twitter to just
I,
dissipate.
I I don't think he's destroying it. I think he's radically changing it to the
Mm,
point where now there is an opportunity for other sites to come up. Like there was a bunch of people were like scrambling because there was like a one point where people thought Twitter was gonna like shut down, which it didn't. But
It'd have been funny
the
if it
people,
did though.
it would have been funny. But then there was like two sites that people were trying to flock to. One was called Mastodon, and the other one was called Hive, which
Hive.
they
I think
I
I've heard of that.
I heard of. I
Hive
definitely.
is hi. I tried it. It's okay. It's nothing crazy.
I definitely have heard
Um,
of. I've definitely heard of Hive before.
it basically it's like if Twitter and Instagram merged. So
Hmm.
like you can post regular stuff through pictures, and you can ask questions. I can't. It's hard to explain,
That's
but
okay. We got
yeah,
you.
people were trying to flock to those sites, and I think if they play their cards right, because there's a lot of people who don't want to have Twitter as long as Elon is in charge.
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
could capitalize on it.
it could. I hope they. I mean, a smart person would. But also, that's a lot. It's a lot harder than we probably make it look anyway.
I
Well,
mean,
if he continues to own Twitter, which he's
Peaceful.
he's who's gonna buy it from him? Like, let's just be honest. Um,
it's probably gonna have to be like one of the big, like like an Amazon or Google, one of the big companies, Microsoft.
I can definitely see Microsoft or Amazon buying it. I
Microsoft maybe.
I can see it happening. Now, will it happen? That's a better question.
I
I,
doubt it.
I I highly doubt it. So he's stuck with Twitter. So now let me ask y'all this: y'all think that him owning Twitter and going about it the way that he is that going to ruin his reputation?
No,
Absolutely.
Oh,
I
I
don't
got
think
two different answers here.
it
Why
depends.
not?
I don't think it's ruin his reputation because people are going to be like, "Oh, he just took a chance on. He just took a chance, like we all want to." People are like when it comes to like people like when it comes to people like that, people always like to make excuses for him. Like
Mm.
his like it'll be like, "Oh, remember when he did this?" And they'll be like, "Oh yeah," and then he'll disappear like in a day. That's why I say no.
Yeah, I mean, he does have his fans, which is really weird. Like he has his dedicated fan base that will literally defend him to like tooth and nail.
Like a Trump
And
supporter.
yeah, pretty much. It's literally like that, except they sound even worse because they're trying to act all holier than thou. And that
You
oh
don't
he
understand the
can do no
vision.
wrong. At least no, I think because like Trump supporters, they're freaking just stupid. Like you ask them a question that, and you can, and literally, I'm not even joking. Like you
No,
ask them a
no, you're
question
right.
about like where he stands and like his political alignments or whatever, and they couldn't even tell you what is he. They just like yeah, Trump is good. I like him. It's like they don't even
And
know
the
what
hillbilly
they're voting
voice.
for.
No.
Yeah. But it's like they don't even know what they're voting for. But with Elon fans, they they like the mental gymnastics that they try and pull off
The
to
mental
make
gymnastics.
his actions rational is just it's amazing.
He's not wrong. But the reason I say no, but also, if you ever want to hear like a Trump supporter struggle, watch the comedian Jordan Klepper. He has a thing where he like travels the world to go to like Trump rallies.
Hmm.
I think I've seen one of
You
those.
probably have because it was on the Daily Show with Trevor Noah. But
Mm.
he calls it fingering the pulse because it's a comedy
Hey,
thing. It's a comedy thing.
Yeah.
That's why. I like
odd
how you're
title.
like, it's not a title. I mean, it is.
I know it's an odd title, but I get it.
He picked. You know why he picked that title?
Yep.
Oh, act surprise. But no, you made me forget what the fuck I was thinking.
Finger
But
in
yeah,
the pulse, yes.
No, Elon.
greatest, greatest thing I've heard today. Oh fuck! Again, I'm fucked up. The finger in the pulse got me fucked up. Fuck.
Why Elon his reputation won't be
Oh
tarnished
yeah,
or
yeah. It's pretty much like I think it's just because people will just forget about it quickly. Honestly, on his note, that's pretty much it.
I think overall, because I think a lot of people were like me, where they were just kind of indifferent to Elon. Like, yeah, he's a little weird, but
I'm
he's rich. He wants to do whatever the fuck he wants with his money. Fine. But once he started interfering directly with like people's outlet in Twitter, that's when they started to view him differently. And I think outside of his
his
dedicated
fans.
fan base, yeah, his fiends, um, they'll
Not even fans, but fiends. Okay.
they're
He
fiends.
fiends. He's not
Um,
wrong. They do be fiending.
people will stop buying his stuff. I've seen people like outright sell their Teslas because of all this stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Not to mention that Tesla's in the grand scheme of things is probably the I wouldn't say the worst electric vehicle, but there's a lot better ones now that are more,
I
getting
can.
more bang for your buck.
I can.
Also, I heard their customer service is trash.
Yo, I actually
That doesn't surprise me.
so I actually rode in a Tesla for like the first time in ever, but this was like maybe a month ago.
First time in ever.
I thought he was gonna say something like so much better that it was nothing.
For the first time ever, I rode in a Tesla. This was like maybe a month ago. I drove. It was an Uber. Got in an
Mm.
Uber. The guy pulled up in the Tesla. I was like, first of
Okay.
all, I didn't even know how to open the door. I was like, yo, what
Oh
is
yeah, you gotta
this?
like press it, right?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, what the yo, bro? I've never been in a Tesla before. You got to open this door for me. And then the car had like four different cameras. It like in the center console, he had his iPad set up, and it had like four different camera feeds. One in the rear view, one on each side mirror, and then I think there was one more. I forget where it was at. But I was surprised this car doesn't even know my name yet. Like, Jason, Jason, put your seatbelt on. Like,
Do you know the funny thing? I'm pretty sure it knew your name because you had to put your when you ordered it. You had to use your name.
Oh well.
yo,
Somewhere
it
in the
may
system.
have. It may have. It got my fingerprints, my social security number, all that stuff stored in his iPad. And
It's,
then
it's got your DNA. It's too late.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Can't
So
escape.
I mean, I thought the car was cool, but I'm like, I would never get one of these. And plus, they don't have that many charging stations over here in our side of town.
Yeah,
Nope.
that's what I was gonna say. Like that's the honestly, I like the idea of electric vehicles, but it's really not convenient unless you have a house where you can park your car in the garage and charge it
Hmm.
that way.
Hmm.
I ain't never have to pay for gas again. Technically,
I mean,
the
you could
electric bill's
pay
gonna be a bitch.
electric bill, yeah.
Like it's crazy. Yeah.
Your wife gonna kill you when that Con Ed bill come in. That's for sure. It's
Why
like,
is the bill $5,000 this month? Oh, I left the car charging overnight. You idiot. You
I don't think
dummy.
it's that bad, but you'll definitely the difference that you would pay in gas, you'll definitely pay an electric bill.
absolutely. I
Oh
think
man.
you know what's funny. Now that I thought about this, do you remember this? Because Jeremy has kids, and I was thinking about the show Phineas and Ferb.
Hmm.
Sorry, but like, how expensive do you think their Con Ed bill? What niggas was making roller coasters and spaceships? How crazy do you think that kind of bill is?
Oh, I mean, I've been thinking about this since freaking Dexter's Lab.
I
Oh
was
my
thinking about
god,
this. Dexter's Lab, Jimmy Neutron,
Yeah,
even Fairly Odd Parents sometimes. I'm like, yo, he's got too much stuff in his house.
that bill must be crazy.
Crazy. I even wondered how Batman pays his electricity bills, but he's Batman,
he's
so
It's
freaking rich.
That man is the richest. He can.
hey,
It's supposed to be him and
He
fucking.
probably owns the electric company.
It's
you know
supposed to be,
what?
that
You
wouldn't
might be
surprise
right.
me.
You might be right.
Wayne Enterprises owned a lot in that thing. In fact, there was sometimes he was fighting villains that was using his own shit that they bought from Wayne.
Right,
At a certain
right.
point, I'd be tight.
It's like, Dag, I just bought that electric vehicle. You know what I'm saying? Like
Like
now I gotta destroy it.
the person gets away, and he looks at the car, and it's like
It says
Wayne's
Wayne.
Enterprise
Wayne
on the.
Cars, word.
You're like
I think
motherfucker,
freaking.
damn it!
I think Elon
What's that
thinks
license plate?
he's he
Think
thinks
Elon
he's
thinks he's
Bruce Wayne.
Batman.
He may want to be Batman, honestly.
I mean, with SpaceX, it's mostly aeronautics, right? And space technology and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't
Maybe.
think they've actually made a trip. Not a man trip, at least.
He's trying to rival NASA or something.
I guess I don't know.
Didn't he
Because
just want to go
NASA,
to space? Wasn't
he
something dumb?
yeah, he
He
wants
wants
to
to
go.
go to
He wants to.
Mars.
Yeah, he wants to. He said he wants to die on Mars.
He wants to colonize Mars and die on it.
He can die on his own free time.
Yeah,
Like,
nobody's stopping him.
Look.
Actually,
So
we technically shouldn't speak about that, especially since I think
what?
I think we shouldn't talk about actually death because I think like another celebrity died recent. Another
Oh,
celebrity died.
Switch.
Oh yeah,
DJ Switch.
Switch. He
May he,
unalived himself.
may he rest
yeah.
in peace. Jason, don't you
Crazy.
dare. No, I thought you
What?
were about to say something crazy. I'm not gonna lie to
I'm
you.
not. I felt bad because I didn't even like. Yo, dude was 40. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
that's way too
saying?
young.
I honestly didn't
And
understand what was going on because I saw on things I was able to say like, damn, I felt bad for this and the wife and everything. I'm like, why? I didn't understand who the person was because I did not
oh,
watch. I never seen the Ellen show, so I was so confused on who this
Yeah,
person was.
I've
I
caught a
mean,
couple episodes of the
he
Ellen
did
show.
more than just the Ellen show, though. I
I
think
know
that
he
was
did.
where he was known for, though.
Yeah,
hmm
But
I mean,
anyway,
yeah,
back to Elon.
oh, so no, back no,
sorry.
'cause no, you said something, Jeremy, that I thought was actually kind of like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. This dude probably thinks he's Bruce Wayne. I could
Yeah,
just buy everything and just throw money at it, and it could be my own little personal toy. You know what
pretty
I'm
much.
saying?
If I throw enough money at it, the problem will go away
He made
eventually.
he has a company called, I think it's called the Nothing Company,
Oh,
where
what?
he was selling. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, and he was selling flamethrowers, like actual flamethrower, like the ones you see in like video games. Yeah, flamethrowers. He was selling them.
There's such a thing as doing too much. My man's doing too.
Exactly. But
My man
that's
is
that's
doing way too much
that's
right
what
now.
you're saying. Like he just does shit because he got money.
That's true. I did say that.
It's you saw what I put on Facebook, right?
I'm a firm believer of just doing shit. Say fuck it. No, I didn't actually.
Wait, what? Which?
No, well, okay, I know Jeremy saw it, but it was the interaction between me and my nephews, right? So
Oh
I'm sitting
lord,
in the
what?
car with my nephews, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
I'm afraid.
no, it's funny. So my older nephew, he goes, "Hey, you know who Elon Musk is, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know who he is." He's like, "You know, he owns SpaceX." 'Cause my nephew wants to be an astronaut,
Hmm.
so SpaceX kind of it intrigues him a little bit. So he's like, "Okay,
Fair.
he owns SpaceX." I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "You know, he owns Tesla." I know he doesn't own Tesla. I mean, he didn't make Tesla. He owns it. But I was like, just for the sake of argument, I didn't feel like explaining it to him. I was like, "Yeah, I know." And then he goes, "So he's like the richest man in the world." I'm like, "Yeah, he is." He goes, "What is he? What is he gonna do? Why does he need all that money?" I'm like, "Cause he's greedy." and and he goes, he goes, "What is he gonna do with all that money?" My other nephew, who's like 4 or 5 years old, younger than him, he just comes out of the woodworks talking about he can spend it on donuts. I'm like,
He is not incorrect.
I mean, yeah.
He could spend it all on donuts,
I'm, I'm
and
like,
none of
don't.
us would be the wiser.
He's not going to spend $100 billion on donuts, my man. I'm
I
sorry.
I
No,
might.
no. I was gonna post something. I was gonna post a picture of Elon Musk shirtless, and I was like, yeah. But I thought that was a little too much.
No, that would have been funny. It would have been funny than the other responses I got. Everybody trying to correct me. I'm like, I know he doesn't. He didn't make Tesla. I know,
Yeah.
but
You didn't want to get to the weeds explaining to a child.
Damn well they don't care. They just want to be right.
right?
They're like, you gave your cousin the wrong information, and now you're like, oh my god, leave me alone.
Well, he's my nephew, but I get the point.
I know exactly.
But I know I just thought it was funny because I'm like, what does he do with all of his money? Well, now we know.
He makes flamethrowers.
He
Well,
makes
he did.
he
I don't know if
sells
he still.
flamethrowers.
I don't think he still sells them, but
He
he
just
did at one
sells
point.
random shit and goes
Well,
along with his dick. That's
well, let me
pretty.
ask you this, bro.
Oh
Have
no,
you noticed a difference in the Twitter experience since he bought Twitter?
Uh,
a lot more headlines to go off of.
well,
Honestly,
yeah, he is in the news a lot more,
yeah.
which
Uh-huh.
I don't
The
know
whole
if that was on
The
purpose.
Twitter files was also another thing.
The Twitter files.
You didn't hear about that?
Mm-mm.
So, what Elon Musk did, like he released a thing. It's been like I think there's a lot more
Oh,
parts.
I did
It was
hear
pretty much
about.
he was just releasing like things that the old before he bought it. He was like releasing files that like people had asked him to take off Twitter. Like a lot of people, it was political because a lot of like Trump and Republicans were like, oh, they have reports of like Hunter Biden making deals with Ukraine and
Yeah,
stuff.
I
But
did hear
honestly,
that.
but it turns out it was just pretty much Biden's team asking them, can they take pictures off of Hunter Biden being naked?
Excuse me,
There
brother?
was one I think that got leaked of Trump asking like the Twitter people to delete the accounts of his opposers or something like that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it was also that. I think
Like
he was
Trump
actually
Trump was asking Twitter
Or
to
his team, I don't know, like but
something.
yeah, he was asking Twitter to delete the accounts of people he didn't want to be on there,
Mm-hmm.
which obviously is not going to do that, but
I mean, so here's the thing. So it goes back to the harbinger of free speech narrative, right? Because Twitter banned a lot of people. I can think of like three guys off the top of my head who were perma banned. So you got Kanye West, then you got Talib Kweli. Talib Kweli's still banned on Twitter.
He's banned.
Yes, he's banned on Twitter.
What the fuck he do?
I'll
Actually,
explain in a minute.
I
Who
asked it, then I didn't. I was like, part of my brain's like, do you? I was like, I don't think you want to know.
Kanye West is banned. Donald Trump is banned. Andrew Tate is
technically
banned.
Donald Trump is not
He's
banned.
not banned. He's technically
They
back.
reinstated him, but
He has
he's
a
not on Twitter anymore.
yeah. He's still staying with his Twitter his Twitter main company. I,
Yeah.
Well,
I forgot
hold
the
on.
name. It was like something. What was it?
Truth Social.
Yeah, that shit.
True Social.
Yeah, but he got
Truth
unbanned. Yeah,
Social.
yeah. He got unbanned from Twitter. He just doesn't want to use it anymore.
Yeah.
So but back then, before Elon bought Twitter, these guys were banned. I
Yeah.
think. Well, I think Tate just got. I think he got banned after Elon
No,
bought it,
No, I
I
think it was right before.
right
yeah.
before.
Yeah.
But you see, like a lot of people felt that Elon buying Twitter would bring some of these people back. You know what I mean?
I'm
A
sure.
lot of them did come back.
I'm
Now
sure in
is that
his mind he thought that if he bought it a lot, I'm pretty sure in his mind he thought people would come back because he bought it.
so? That's what I'm saying. So have you noticed a change in the experience since he bought it? Because a lot of these people that were banned before now can come back and start getting into more trouble and start really saying what they want. Because I think I was reading somewhere where they were saying that
Let's be
that there
honest.
was
Let's be honest. We really just want. We kind of. I really just want. We honestly just wanted the shit from Kanye. Let's be honest.
Nah.
That's what most people want. Most people wanted Kanye back on Twitter because he was wilding. But he.
yeah,
That's
but
so
not a lot of people. Well, like we talked about before, a lot of people stopped listening to Kanye because he was kind of going off the rails a little bit.
Yeah, even
kind of.
like the
Kind of.
conservative were like trying to distance themselves from him after what
But
he was
but
saying.
you know the thing about Kanye is that he's going on conservative platforms.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
he was
Yeah.
on Alex Jones.
He's on Alex Jones. He was on Tucker Carlson, I think.
Yes, he was on Tucker Carlson. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, it was Tucker Carlson.
Mhm.
Um, but oh, so about Talib Kweli, apparently he was so-called harassing someone, another Twitter user who was who insinuated that he's a colorist because his wife is light skinned. Exactly. So he kind of just like going at her for a while.
Isn't that the same shit they did with Michael B. Jordan?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
because he said he doesn't prefer black women or something like that.
But then he
But it's
dated
not
Lori
it's not
Harvey.
like wait what?
But then he dated Lori Harvey.
Oh, that's right, and she broke his heart.
So I
Why'd
mean,
you say it like that? It's so
I don't
sad.
know.
Why'd you say it? You said it so crazily.
she
Yeah.
did. She broke his
You're
heart.
not.
You ain't see him at the Laker game that time, like a week.
Yeah, I remember
He was
when
just-
Michael
they
B.
showed a
Jordan.
video.
yeah, my dude was just sitting in the audience, just
Well, they dragged him out. I don't care what no one said. He got dragged out.
Yeah, no, they were like, "Yo, bro, we gotta forget about her. Come on."
He
mhm,
did not want to go outside. They really dragged him out.
mhm. But so what was I saying?
That's a good question.
I think it was about Elon and Twitter. Something about Elon and Twitter.
You asked
Yeah,
us, do have we seen it change in a
we've
way?
been
Yes.
speaking. Okay, I was gonna say we've been speaking about an hour about Elon and Twitter.
At this, I'm sure we haven't.
So yeah, have you noticed a change? Have you noticed a
Oh,
change in the experience?
No, not
not
really.
not yet. I feel like that change, like any drastic change, has yet to come. The only immediate change is just like the reinstatement of those people, but so far they haven't really been acting up, except for Kanye.
So for Kanye,
Except for Kanye, but he's a special case. But yeah, overall, I don't really see that much of a difference outside of the pushing of Twitter Blue or whatever.
yeah, just the only thing I feel like the only thing that was different was literally the payment thing. Just like
You
if
know,
you want to be verified, you gotta do $8 a month.
which is
Um,
so stupid.
That's the only thing that was changed. But that was honestly like the fun for like a good month.
It
Like I
was.
told you, just seeing all the things from people being like, "Is this true?" And then like them just putting a picture of this. I have that picture saved. The SpongeBob of fucking Mario
Mario.
flipping off people. It's great.
I know. Nintendo was pissed about that.
Nintendo's pissed about. Nintendo's always pissed about something. That don't mean nothing to me.
True.
why would they be pissed about that?
It's
Because
Mario flipping off the world.
it's their
Nintendo is
mascot,
like Nintendo's like Disney in Japan. They're trying to be family friendly all the time.
pretty
Yeah, but
much.
everybody knows that that's not them. So it's like,
But that was one of the first ones that did it, so nobody really knew.
Yeah, no one was like, I was like, oh no, this is just a joke. People were like, yo, what's going on with
I
Nintendo?
remember no, one a severe one was they someone impersonated a pharmaceutical company and they said that insulin was going to be free.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, they posted on Twitter because they were verified. They said insulin's going to be free, and the actual company, had to come out and say, "No, we were being impersonated. That's not actually true." And their stock
The
plummeted.
stock
I
plummeted because
oh,
of it.
I think they lost like $1 billion because of that.
oh.
Yeah,
I remember that. I actually do remember that one. Actually,
Well,
now
down with Big Pharma anyway.
I
We don't
mean, yeah,
support Big Pharma
I'm
anyway.
not I'm not complaining about it, but still,
That's a little wild. Mm.
it's unfortunate.
it was serious.
Yeesh. Well, at least none of us. At least none of us are gonna bring Elon Musk on stage during a whatchamacallit stand up in San Francisco.
I
I
was
was
like,
just about
we
to
didn't
ask
even
about
bring it to that part. We didn't even talk about it. Like
that
the
was
reason,
literally how you proposed this topic.
yeah, we didn't even talk about it at all. And that's my fault. But like, I don't care. That's
Look,
fully my fault.
I mean, are they friends or some shit? Like, what is it?
Dave
I
Chappelle
don't
is friends with
know.
a lot of people, and it's a lot of weird people. Let's not act like it's nothing new.
Dave Chappelle has been he's been acting a little weird lately
You think
with his
so?
like
Why?
I don't think he's been acting weird. I just think
I feel
I
like
think he's being himself.
no, I mean like he's leaning too much into the, how do I say it, like the going against the grain. Like I know he's always been like pushing the needle and pushing the
yeah,
envelope, whatever, but I
yeah.
feel like he's doing it a lot more now
That he
to the
needs to
point,
be.
yeah, to the point where he's constantly like relying on the same old jokes.
I think it got to a point. I don't remember when, but it was got to a point. I think after his like second or maybe his third one. At a certain point, I was like, I get the joke. I don't think we got to bring it up again.
Yeah, it was about the
It was
whole.
just he was telling it a different way, but once you rewind it and listen to it, he's like, oh, it's the same thing. Okay,
Yeah,
that's how
but
I.
I feel like
Talking
he's
about you talking about the transgender jokes.
No, there's
Yeah,
some other sometimes some jokes like that, yeah. But there also been some jokes where like he's done them, and I was like, you've done this before, bro. Like
yeah,
I know this punchline is cool.
and I just feel like he's going to the well too many times, and I don't know. I feel like it's more forced than anything. Like when like I don't know everything that happened with Elon or whatever and Dave, but it felt like he was defending him. And I was like,
Hmm.
why? Why? When have you ever defended anybody? You've
Well,
always been like, I mean, granted, he would probably defend his friends, but he'll always make a joke out of it. I felt like based on the clip I saw, he was really trying to be like, "Yo, Elon's cool." I don't know why, but it felt
They
very
might
strange.
they might actually be friends or something like that.
I don't know. That's weird. I can't see
It wouldn't
Elon and Dave
surprise me
Chappelle.
honestly. It wouldn't
I mean,
surprise me if they're actually friends. If you want the
remember
honest truth,
they're in a different tax bracket than us.
I
So
especially Dave
mean,
Chappelle.
right,
yeah,
right. So it pays to have friends in high places like that. And y'all know Dave Chappelle was getting dragged on Twitter after every special. So it was like
He's all yeah. So
in
maybe getting
I don't know. It just felt like what is it? They call it strange bedfellows or something like
yeah,
that.
okay, that makes sense.
It just seems a very odd combination. Dave Chappelle and Elon Musk. Like I don't know.
Well, I mean,
life is weird.
it is, but think about it. We all have weird friends. I mean, y'all look at me as the weird one half the time,
Oh, I mean,
right?
depends on the reason.
And the
Okay,
day.
fair. That's fair. That's a fair
I'll
assessment. That's a very fair assessment.
be
Um,
honest. It really depends on what you said that makes me look at you weird. I'm like, oh, because they'll be like, remember Jay? Like Jay said this. I'm like, ah, all right, next. All right.
but I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, Dave should defend Elon. I'm like, Elon really doesn't need defense. He has a legal team, and I'm sure he has a security team. He doesn't need your defense. Um, but socially is like, if you're really gonna defend this guy, what's the angle here? You're
Yeah.
gonna have him
Well.
come out to your show. What's the point? Was he just
Exactly.
happened to be in Silicon Valley at the time? Like, what's going on here?
It felt like a PR stunt.
But what do
Fuck
you gain from it?
That's what I want to know. That's
it.
why it's so strange. I don't see what either gain from it. Dave has never been one to like leech off of somebody else's popularity.
That's very
Maybe in the
true.
beginning of his career, but not now. Especially not now.
No, he doesn't need to. At least I don't think he does.
I don't think he ever really needed to. It's just
No, definitely not. Well, we'll see what happens when Dave. Maybe he'll talk about it in his next special,
Probably.
if we
most
ever
likely.
get one.
I think he will.
Yeah, I think he will. He's too marketable. Even with the controversies.
The market sells, baby.
It does. It does so. But we'll see what happens. All right, y'all. We're gonna wrap this thing on up.
Moving on up
Yeah,
Um,
to the east side.
Say, I think it's your turn to do what grinds my gears. We haven't done that in a while.
that's right. I forgot we were gonna do that.
What grinds my gears? All right. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been in a sports rant. I've been in the sports mood lately.
Okay.
So I got to enjoy. I fucking hate. I fucking hate
He
upstate New York.
turned it on. He was like,
Immediately.
"Yeah, I fucking hate."
Like, I was gonna be nice and like, nah, fuck this. I fucking hate upstate New York. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It doesn't need to.
Really?
It doesn't need any sports teams. It is too fucking cold up there. It doesn't need any. Like no one wants to go up there to do these shits, yo. But it's snowing again in Buffalo. It's supposed to be 10 inches of snow in Buffalo. Fuck Albany. It's a good city. Fuck it. I don't need it. Like, it doesn't need to be the capital of New York. It doesn't. Honestly, it's not. It shouldn't really be. But we
It's
call
not.
it that. But whatever. Who am I to judge? Who fucking cares? Anyway, fucking hate like Buffalo. The people are great. Like, don't get me wrong, Buffalo, the city is great. Like, the people are nice when they're not being racist because they're kind of racist. But most honestly, once you pass Yonkers, even when you're in Yonkers, it's still technically racist. That's a whole nother story. What are we talking about?
What grinds your gears?
Rife.
Yeah, why did you go upstate recently?
My whole time when I was in school for track and field, a lot of our meets were upstate. It was fucking
Uh,
cold, yo.
yeah.
I have not forgiven Coach, if you listen to this, you're still not forgiven, bitch. Nah, fuck that.
Damn.
You're not forgiven for making us go to Albany, University of Albany for a track meet where these motherfuckers were trying to qualify for the Olympics for the next year. They were doing the Olympic standard shit.
What?
Yeah, they were trying to qualify.
Excuse me,
But
brother.
nah, fuck, no. I'm not done. Furthermore, we had to wake up. We had to be at Lehman. Remember, Lehman's in the Bronx. We had to be at Lehman at like 5 a.m. to get to a meet that started at like noon ish, and we were still fucking late. Let's not get over this. We were still late. It's not forgiven, Coach. You're still on my. I'll still make fun of you for that. But the meet was fun. The people were nice. Actually, one of the people we went against actually represented the United States in discus last year.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, but he's a nice guy. He's actually a really good guy. He's really nice. All right, I'm done.
No, can I piggyback off him? Because I'm like, yo, Buffalo doesn't need any. No upstate area needs any sports teams.
They don't. You need to understand. It doesn't. If it can be like the fans in Buffalo are really good. Like, they're good to
No,
their
they got
football team. They're
no,
good to their hockey team. You know what they
no.
really need? They need a fucking dome if they're going to be an outside sports team.
I was gonna
Okay,
say
okay, I
And
can get with that.
that goes to Wisconsin too. Fuck that. Green Bay Packers need a dome as well. Florida doesn't need a fucking dome. Why does Florida have a dome? Every stadium in
Because it
Florida
rains
has
a
a
lot.
dome. I don't give a
Because it
fuck if
rains.
it rains. It's
It
80
rains a lot.
degrees.
it's it's like the hurricane capital of the United
Right.
States.
That's
I don't give a
listen.
fuck.
The
Why does
Tampa Bay
Why does Georgia have a dome? Georgia doesn't. Like, I don't give a fuck. None of these southern fucking
it's
states need
hot.
domes.
It's hot, and it.
All right, you
And
agreed to play the sport in fucking heat? No.
listen,
Fuck.
for baseball, for the Tampa Bay Rays, and for the Miami Marlins, they need domes because it rains like the Dickens every summer in Florida. You know that.
Fine.
You
But
know that.
if they get a dome, I don't understand why Buffalo, Minnesota, Green Bay, Wisconsin, and whatever fucking Seattle. If we're going off rain, Seattle should have a fucking dome too.
Well, okay. Well, Minnesota has a dome, the Metrodome. Remember, the
They
Twins
don't
used to
use it.
play
That
there.
fuck the Twins. Yeah, I'm talking about. They're none of the others. The Vikings don't play in a fucking dome.
They don't play in the inside stadium.
Not to mine. They might. I might be wrong, but to my knowledge, they don't.
Well, I know the Twins don't. They moved to
Chicago
Target
needs
Field.
one too. At this point, fuck it. It's cold in Michigan. It
Wait, you
snows in
said
Michigan like
Chicago?
crazy.
Say
Well,
Chicago.
I did say Chicago. It's Detroit, but Detroit has one. Apologies. Chicago, Illinois.
Soldier
Apologies.
Field. Yeah, Soldier Field needs one.
Look,
Maybe Wrigley Field.
nah,
I
fuck.
don't know.
No, Wrigley Field doesn't need one. It rains, but it doesn't rain like that.
Oh, Yankee Stadium needs one.
I want one for you. I want one for all New York teams. It is too my nigga. The only Jets game I ever went to, it snowed. It was below 20. Fuck
Oh
this.
no.
damn.
Mm.
And then my brother was making fun of me because like that was one of the like it was like 2009 and like it wasn't great, but they were okay. They were decent. They won that game, but we left because they went to overtime, and I couldn't feel my fingertips anymore. That's how
Oh
cold it
nah.
was.
You
Oh
you got to
nah.
prepare for that though. You can't just go and be like,
You
I
need
just
to-
weather it.
You want to know how long it was? Because when we got back to New York City, it was 40 degrees and warm. That's how upsetting it was when we got to the stadium in New Jersey.
Damn.
And
Shit,
you can't take the train to those stadiums. You gotta
Yeah,
drive.
no.
there.
You gotta drive.
So
Also,
I
another thing,
remember
it should be.
I
Also,
went to
actually,
WrestleMania there, and I drove.
that
Mhm.
you
Oh,
had
you
to.
were there?
mm-hmm,
Yeah, I remember.
mm-hmm.
Actually, you're a fair point. There actually is a bill. There's actually a bill right now that New York might build the stadium in Queens and put the Jets in there.
Ew.
What do you want from me? I didn't propose the bill. What the fuck you did?
That's not towards you. That's just to the idea. Why would you put? No. Where? First of all, where in Queens? You're gonna put it next to City Field, in the middle of nowhere?
I don't fucking know. There's a lot of fields here anyway. Honestly, you want the honest truth? I thought when they were tearing down Yankee Stadium and they like had the giant field, I thought they were
You're
making
gonna
that a
put
football
that there.
stadium. I
Mm.
thought they were going to make a football stadium there, and I was like, that'd be nice. And there's a track behind it. I was like, that could work.
No, then they ripped all that stuff up.
And then they made it into baseball fields. There's like 4 of them over there now. It's
Oh
nice.
well, they had to do that. That's a city law. Like if you tear down Parkland, if you take away Parkland, you have to restore it. So that's why they turned the old stadium into those baseball fields.
Yankee Stadium?
Mm-hmm. Remember,
Okay.
the new Yankee Stadium is
Across the
it's
street.
not right, but it was on old Parkland. They bought Parkland from the city, so they had to restore it.
They could have made it a football stadium. I would not mind having a Bronx football team. I'd be upset because there'd be less sleep again. I want you to know, growing up next to Yankee Stadium, whenever the Yankees were in the World Series, especially 2009 when I got sick, yeah, there was no sleeping. You heard the roars from the stadium.
Damn.
Good times, good times.
That's honestly when I lived with it. I cheered for the Yankees, but man, I hated them along with the Knicks.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about the Knicks right now. Let's wrap this shit up. Let's
Fucking
go.
history.
Let's
That
go
game was
because
beautiful.
I don't want to talk about the Knicks. The Knicks are just.
What the
Don't get
Knicks
into
do?
it. Don't get into it.
I guess I'll
No,
be
I'm
the
gonna
next.
say that for the next episode of next edition of What Grinds My Gears.
I'm gonna
There you
defend them.
go.
Say give everybody the socials, please.
We have a link tree.
Yeah.
All right, you've been listening to the Excuse Me Brother podcast. I don't ever remember there being an intro to this, but who fucking cares at this point? If you listen to this on, YouTube, please like and subscribe. Leave us a comment. I read them from time to time. That's not a lie. Maybe.
I read the TikTok comments.
If you follow us on Instagram at excuse_me_brother with an A, not an ER, because we're not racist. Well, I'm not. Jeremy's not. We don't know about Jason yet. Follow us on TikTok on Excuse Me Brother. I think that's correct. That's with the ER because that's racist because Jason made it. We're not gonna talk about that.
Excuse me, brother. Podcast.
Excuse Me Brother podcast. See, there you go. I don't pay attention to the
Thank
TikTok
you,
channel.
thank you, Jeremy. Thank you.
I don't pay attention to the TikTok channel. I just go on there to hear the drama. TikTok has a lot of drama. One of my favorite things to go for. And please follow us and like all the things on all the podcast stuff. Honestly, we probably should check to see where we ranked on Spotify next year when the rap stuff comes up, but that's for another journey next year. All right, peace, love, happiness, choose violence, fuck it, murder. Let's go.